Hey everyone, welcome to this month's Hypixel Bingo Guide. This video will be about the April 2023 Hypixel Bingo Edition. If you are looking for a specific goal, timestamps are in the description below, as well as a link to the Bingo Brewers Discord that will help you during bingo. Now let's get right into it. Now starting off the bingo, the first goal is called Skilled. Skilled is a community goal, and one thing to know about community goals is that they are repeatable tasks. So the more you actually do the task, the more possible bingo points you could get. Now, Skilled revolves around getting taming experience. Taming experience revolves around going to your pets and just having a pet equipped. Once you have a pet equipped, just doing any mining, any combat, and pretty much any skill gets you taming experience. Now make sure you just equip your bingo pet because that's what everyone gets at the start of the bingo. Moving on towards the next goal, it's called Minion Machine. It requires you to obtain 15 unique minions. There's not really much to say about this goal, just craft unique minions, even upgrade any unique ones that you have. Now you do want to go beyond the 15 unique ones just to get more minion slots because of the collection goals that do exist in the bingo, which is Spider Eye Collection. I believe there's another one, it's Lether Collection, and then also Oak Collection, but it's like really disguised as large storage. So just make sure you want to get more unique minions than what's stated. Now moving on towards the next goal, which is called Spider Eye Collector. It requires you to reach 30,000 Spider Eye Collection. Now spiders, they can be found on your home island or in the spider's den. We're going to go towards the spider's den here. And you could do a combination of doing it manually or doing it with minions. So they spawn right there over in that mountain, or right here in this cave. Now you do want a decent weapon and decent armor set because these spiders, they do a lot of damage and they have a lot of health. So keep that in mind. And if you are going to be doing minions, if we go back towards the goals of the bingo, it's actually going to be the second major collection because you do have Lether as well as the large storage, which requires oak. So keep that in mind if you want to do minions. Now moving on towards the next goal, which is called a real head scratcher. It requires you to complete the Puzzler's Quest. Now the Puzzler's Quest is actually found in the Dwarven Mines. The Dwarven Mines is actually locked to mining 12, and you will need to actually get enchanted materials for it. But once you reach the Dwarven Mines, you actually would want to just follow me towards the Royal Palace, I believe it's called. So right here, you're just going to cross the Palace Bridge and make your way towards the Royal Palace. And then you just want to go towards the left, right here into this room. And then this is going to be the puzzler. So if you actually have Bad Lion or Lunar Client, if you basically have that and you go towards the mods, I'm going to show you on Bad Lion, but you just want to just puzzler solver, and right there I'll just put you it. So once you just do that, you just want to break it with your fist, and then in chat it'll just basically give you the material powder, and that's how you just solve the puzzler quest. Now moving on towards the next goal, which is called Pet Grinder. It requires you to obtain a level 100 pet. Now the pet, even though the text is green, it could be any rarity of pet, but it just has to be level 100. Now the pet that I do recommend that you do choose to get to level 100 is going to be the bingo pet. The reason is because everyone at the start of bingo would receive one, and no matter what rarity your bingo pet is, it's going to be the same pet XP as it were to be a common one. Now if you actually make your way towards the hub and you go to right here where Bia is, and under Zog, he does actually sell any pet XP boost. So if you want to focus on farming, or if you do want to focus on mining, you could actually just buy one of these and just apply it to your pet. Now the pet grinder goal is also going to be in line with the skill goal because for taming experience, that is what a pet receives. Going towards the next row, the first goal is called Trouble is Brewing. It requires you to brew any level 4 or higher tier potion. Now this goal is actually connected to the Spider Eye Collector as well. And how it is connected, if we go towards our skyblock menu in our recipe book to our alchemy skill, and we're actually going to find this weakness potion. On this weakness 5 is what you want to actually craft, and here for the enchanted fermented spider eye. So you just want to get the materials to just make it so, and once you are doing the spider eye collector, it's actually going to be easily done as it requires 10,000 for the spider eye collection, and the goal for the bingo is going to be 30,000. So once you get the weakness 5 potion and you craft that, you're going to get the goal for trouble is brewing. Now moving on towards the next goal, which is called Revenant Horror. It requires you to kill tier 2 or higher of the Revenant Horror bosses. Now this is a community goal, and a reminder about community goals is that they are repeatable tasks. The more you do the task, the more possible bingo points you could get. Now if you are bingo rank 1, a perk is you are going to get the Manix Bat Phone. It's going to be easier for you to spawn boss. So if you are struggling with Revenant Horrors, I do recommend just getting better gear, a better weapon, or if you are really struggling, find a friend and just will help you just defeat the Slayer. Now one thing to actually note is that Aatrox is going to be mayor, and one of the perks is that he does have for Slayer quest is going to be half price. So if you do want to do the Slayer goal repeatedly and earn your bingo points, just wait for Aatrox. Now moving on towards the next goal, it's called the Gemstone Collector. It requires you to reach 12,000 Gemstone collection. Now gemstones, they're actually found in the Crystal Hollows, and the Crystal Hollows are locked to the Dwarven Mines. But the Dwarven Mines, you actually do need Heart of the Mountain tier 3. Now if you do your daily commissions, and on the third day you basically should get Heart of the Mountain tier 3. Now once you do get that, easiest way to go to the Crystal Hollows is you just talk to Gwendolyn, and basically she just goes there. I'm just going to right there. And the way you actually just find these gemstones, it's basically glass panes, but you wouldn't really have a tool to just mine it. So I'm just gonna find a chest real quick. Okay, now I found a chest real quick, and basically you just want to look at predetermined locations of where they do spawn, and basically it does have a chance to just have crystals in them. And you basically just want to do this repeatedly until you get the 12,000 gemstone collection. Now moving on towards the next goal, which is called Pair Up. It requires you to find 3 pairs in the experimentation table. Now the experimentation table, it's actually unlocked to enchanting level 10. Now I'm actually going to show you the recipe. We go towards the thing, and the experimentation table, EXP bottle, 8 oak wood. You get the EXP bottle from talking to this librarian. And you basically would want to get, I believe it's 25 levels or maybe 50. I'm just gonna double check right here. Yeah. So you're just gonna want to just place super pairs. So the only one that you will actually have unlocked is gonna be the beginner experiment. And you basically just wanna do that and just find 3 pairs. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. If you do have something like Lunar or you do have Badline, they do have these tools that will help you. So let's just hope I can find 3 pairs. I'm doing very horrible. Okay, there's 1 pair. And there's another. And there's another one. So 3 pairs just like that, and you just want to just click anywhere. And just like that, you just get the 3 pairs. If you don't manage to do that on the first day, it does reset at a certain time, so I believe it's about 7 or 8 p.m. EST. And you just want to do that until you get the 3 pairs. Moving towards the next goal, which is called Lether Collector. It requires you to reach 47,500 in the Lether collection. Now Lether, they're actually only found on the barn where you just kill cows. So if we just make our way to the farming islands right here, And right here is where you just would find cows. And you basically would just want to just kill them until you just get the minion. Now if we go towards our farming collection, and then under, where's the beef? Okay, it's actually under Lether Collection, and you basically just want to get enough to do a cow minion. Now, it would probably take you about 2 to 3 days, so you just want to use minions. I don't recommend doing it manually, just if you are doing it manually, you just want to get enough to do minions. And basically, any minion fuel and any minion storage will basically help you right here. And you just want to have your minions to be at least tier 4 or tier 5. So if we go towards our Lether collection, and yeah, you basically would want it to be tier 4 if it is possible, tier 5 cow minion, and it would help a bunch. Now moving on towards the next row, the first goal is called Brewer. It requires you to obtain level 16 in the alchemy skill. Now this does tie into the Trouble is Brewing and the Spider Eye Collector. If you go back towards the skyblock menu, recipe book, and under alchemy, you're going to want to just brew weakness 5 potions. And you would want to actually get 2 enchanted fermented spider eyes. So when you are doing that spider eye collection, you just want to get 2 stacks of spider eye, and just make sure to just craft these 2 fermented spider eyes. And just brew these weakness potions. Just having 2 of them will just get you enough to get the alchemy 16 skill. What does help you here as well is that you do get 30% skill experience. Now moving on towards the next goal, it's called Exterminator. It requires you to kill 5,000 mobs. Now this is really just passive because of other goals that do exist in the bingo, such as the Spider Eye Collector, as well as actually the Bestiary, the 25 Goblins, and even for the unique armor sets. For some armor sets you do need to kill mobs, so you actually don't really have to pay attention to this. Just doing other goals will just get you enough. Now moving on towards the next goal, which is called Clown Collab. This is a community goal, and a reminder about community goals is that they are repeatable tasks. The more you do the task, the more possible bingo points you could get. And this one requires you to defeat Bonzo. Now Bonzo, he is actually found in the dungeons. And for dungeons, it actually requires you to unlock combat level 15. And you would just want to do the entrance floor. I recommend just either using Party Finder right here, or just getting a friend to just carry you on the entrance floor. And once you just complete the entrance floor, Bonzo is found on floor 1. And you just want to get the same thing, just to carry or use Party Finder. And you just need to defeat Bonzo, and you would just need to do it once to just accomplish the goal. So moving on towards the next goal, which is called Topaz Crystal. It requires you to obtain a Topaz Crystal in the Crystal Hollows. So first of all, if we go towards our skyblock menu, your skills, mining, and Heart of the Mountain, you would need Heart of the Mountain tier 3 just to unlock the Crystal Hollows. Now once you do our tier 3, you would actually want to make your way towards the Dwarven Mines, and you would want to talk to this PC called Gwendolyn. Now once talking to her, you would need 10,000 coins, and you'll get a 6-hour pass for the Crystal Hollows. Now once you actually warp into the Crystal Hollows, you would just want to just say in chat, Valcord, I already said it, and then basically someone might give you it, or if it's not found, then no one's gonna give you it. But you could pretty much just speed up this process is just switch lobbies, and then basically that's Val. And you would want to actually have someone help you kill it if you cannot do it yourself, or basically get a bow and help kill it. So once Val is defeated, you will basically see that just in the text in the chats, and then basically the crystal will just spawn right here. And watch out for any magmas and also the heats. You don't want to die pretty much. But here it is, and you just want to click on it and you have the Topaz Crystal. Now moving on towards the next goal, it's called Skill Average. It requires you to reach a non-cosmetic skill average of 8. Now you actually don't need to really pay attention to this goal, as there basically is enough content that will basically get you a skill average of 8, so it's just going to be another passive goal. Now moving on towards the next row, the first goal is called a lost cause. It requires you to kill a lost adventurer. Now, just like Bonzo, the lost adventurer is found in dungeons, and it's going to be found in any floor, including the entrance floor. A reminder about dungeons, it is locked combat level 15. So right here, if you just want to do the entrance floor, it is recommended because the bosses for the Lost Adventurer is going to be miniature health. Now I do recommend the class that you do select is going to be Mage, just because the ultimate ability is going to be solo. It's going to possibly one-shot it. Okay, now right here is where the Lost Adventurer is. So you just want to just use your ultimate ability. And if you are struggling to just kill it, or if you don't have enough damage, you just want to have a friend at least just get it to low health, and you just want to kill it right here. It might be enough with your just ultimate ability. Oh no, it's not. Okay, yeah, so right there, I believe you do have to kill it. You may possibly just need to get one hit, and that will qualify. But nonetheless, you just want to just do that to just kill the Lost Adventurer. Moving on to the next goal. The next goal is called an axe to grind. It requires you to put 10 enchantments on a Raider axe. So right here is where I have the Raider axe. And you could just do basic vanilla ones. And it doesn't say that it has to be the max one. So you could just do sharpness 1 instead of sharpness 5. Not champion. But yeah, you could just do any vanilla enchantments that you would want on the Raider axe. Now to actually get this is where you would want to go towards the park, and this is where you would actually want to get a friend, because this to spawn the shop for the Raider axe is actually you want to go towards this house, and you would want a fish hat, a set that requires like a lot of mana, a magical water bucket, and some fish. So you could basically would want to do that. And once you are wearing your fish hat, you just want to just crouch and just wait until it says click for shop under the mechanical Viking, and that's a hard word to pronounce. And that's basically how you'd want to summon him. Now moving on towards the next goal, it's called Taken Flight. It requires you to consume a magical mushroom soup. Now a magical mushroom soup is actually found on your collections, farming, and if we go to mushroom, and mushroom 4 is where you actually want to get the magical mushroom soup recipe. Now it requires glowstone dust, 1 brown mushroom, 1 red mushroom, and a redstone and a bowl. Now a bowl is actually can be crafted the vanilla way if you go towards your any really plank, and basically just get a plank right there, craft it, and you basically get the bowl. That's how you just craft a bowl. And now if you go towards the builder NPC, going under variety and clicking on glowstone, you basically would just want to buy 1 and just break it on your island to get the glowstone dust. Now for the mushrooms, we actually want to go towards the Nether settlement and make our way towards here. And you just want to get an axe. I really recommend that just to break the mushrooms faster. And basically just breaking any of these just gets you the mushroom collection, and just do that repeatedly until you get the mushroom collection 4, and just breaking any red mushrooms or brown mushrooms will get you your collection goal. And basically just craft that, consume it, and you have that goal done. Moving towards the next goal, it's called Agricultural Revolution. Now this is a community goal. A reminder about community goals is that they are repeatable tasks. The more you do the task, the more possible bingo points that you could get. Now this one focuses on harvesting crops, and basically that's what you just want to do. Crops there are found right here in the hub. So the wheat, I don't know if nether wart does count. I believe it may or may not. You could also break crops on your garden. So let's go towards that. So once you unlock the garden, and if you have any crops there, you can basically just harvest any there. And if you actually do want to just set up a farm on your main island, you can basically just break any crops there on your main island, and that will just count towards the goal. Moving on towards the next goal, it's called extra storage. It requires you to craft a large storage. Now, a large storage is actually found under towards the collections, and you're going to go under foraging, and it's going to be oakwood 9 to craft a large storage. Now, I do recommend either doing this manually, and the only way I actually recommend doing this manually is if you do join the Bingo Brewers Discord, and you basically get a haste tree potion effect. And if you are Bingo rank 4, going towards the elixir, I believe it's called, and it only exists for Bingo rank 4, is where you do get the haste tree potion effect. If not, doing this manually is going to just be a pain, and you just want to get a efficiency 5 golden axe as well, just to make it easier. And you just want to do enough to get the large storage. Maybe towards an hour or two would just be enough. When it comes to minions, I really recommend you leave that as a last resort. The reason being because you do have the spider eye collection if you are going to use minions. Let's see, you actually as well as have the Lether one, if I can find it right here. So I recommend just leaving that as a last resort for minions. Now focusing on the next goal, it's going to be bestiary, and it requires you to obtain bestiary 5. Now this goal we're actually going to be using the Hypixel wiki, and bestiary, it just involves us killing mobs for just tiers. Now if you make your way towards here, it just arranges those tiers of how generic mobs, boss mobs, and private island mobs. Now private island mobs are basically mobs that do spawn on your private island, so such as endermen, spiders, zombies, skeletons. Those are just private island mobs, and this is how they basically arrange it for tiers. For generic mobs, those are basically just wolves, lapis zombies, what else, endermen, zealots. Those are basically classified as generic mobs. And boss mobs, as you can see actually right here, it classifies that as ender dragons, arachne, headless horseman, magma cube boss, and stone protector. And there's actually going to be many more for boss mobs, but basically that's how you just arrange that in tiers. And these tiers is actually going to be related to this milestone. So the one that you basically need is going to be bestiary level 5, and it requires you to get a total of 50 tiers. So just doing just any tiers to just get that. So if you want to do possibly to get your ender dragon to tier level 5, and basically get all your private island mobs to get max level 5, you could possibly do that. You just want to just rearrange that in a certain way of where you could just get your total 50 tiers. Now it might have the option to just bug out, so once you do reach total of 50 tiers, you might not get the milestone 5. The way to actually fix that, you just basically get milestone 51, and that will just get you your goal. Now moving on towards the next goal, it's called Dwarves Defender. It requires you to kill 25 goblins during a goblin raid, and that's going to be happening in the Dwarven Mines. Now the Dwarven Mines are locked to mining level 12, and you do need to put 30 enchanted materials just to get access. So now once you do get access to the Dwarven Mines, the Goblin Raid is now a major event that do happen. Now there isn't a set time of when it does happen, so you just want to pop your head in the Dwarven Mines when you have a chance, and just hope that it happens during your playtime. Now if you come to Old Man Gary, as you can see, around 20 minutes no matter what server, it's going to be happening around the same time. And the goblin raids, you do want to actually have a decent armor set and a decent weapon. Some of the characters for the goblin, they range from 30,000 health to some ranging around 250 health. Mostly it's gonna be around here where the goblins would happen, or it's gonna be over here where the goblin raids also happen. On the off chance, it's gonna be right here in the goblin burrows, but you just want to make sure that you just kill 25 goblins. Now, iron golems do spawn during the goblin raid, but they probably don't count, but you could also try it. But I do just recommend just killing 25 goblins just in case during the raid. And if you do die, if you actually go back towards spawn, if you do die, it's gonna spawn you right over there. And you just want to just use Old Man Gary. And once the goblin raid is still happening, you can actually click right here and it'll actually teleport you back to the goblin raid. Moving on towards the next goal, which is called Podium Position. It requires you to obtain a bronze or higher medal in the Jacob's farming contest. Now, Jacob's farming contests are locked to level 10. So once you do have the appropriate farming level, you just want to talk to Jacob right here. Now, the contest that I do want you to focus on, which is going to be easier to get the bronze medal, is going to be the week contest. Now, if we make our way towards calendar events, right here near the start of the bingo, a week contest will be premiering. And the reason why I want you to focus on week contests is because the week are going to be actually just spawning right in towards the hub. So you just want to just farm for the entire 20 minutes. The Jacob's farming contest will be premiering. And it is key to focus on the goal during the first days of bingo. The reason being because majority of bingo players are going to be focusing on the goal, which is going to decrease the threshold to get the bronze. So that is one thing to note. Now moving on towards the next goal, it's going to be Fashionable. It requires you to wear 18 unique armor sets. Now I will just basically be listing off armor sets based on your island. And let's get right into it. Now, sticking at the hub island, you're actually going to want to make your way towards the left right here. And you basically would want to talk to Rosetta NPC. Now, she does sell the Rosetta armor, Squire, Mercenary, Celeste, and Starlight. Now, these do range from coins that you would just want to have. And basically, these are 5 unique armor sets that you could possibly get. Moving towards the next armor sets, you would basically want to go towards the wheat. Now under your Skyblock menu, farming collection, and if you make your way towards the wheat, there's actually 2 collections you could possibly get. One is going to be the farm suit, it's going to be on the lower end, and you basically would just want to just craft that. And the other one is going to be the farm armor, it's going to be on the higher end. I do recommend just leaving this as a last resort if you don't have the 18 armor sets, as it does need to get a certain amount just to get the hay bales. Moving towards the next goal, the first thing you actually would want to actually get is the mine merchant, and you just want to get iron ingots. You would actually want to get 2 to craft shares, and you want to make your way back towards the hub here, and then over yonder, and you want to make your way towards the oak, and you just want to just get any leaves. If you go back towards your collection, and you go under your foraging collections, oak wood, and then right here, oak wood collection tier 3, you basically want to craft this leaflet set. Now we're actually going to be focusing back on the farming islands right here, and you basically just want to just kill any cows just to craft the Lether vanilla set. And you want to make your way towards here, and you're just going to want to break any pumpkins. Going towards your Skyblock menu, your collections, under farming, pumpkin, and you basically have this pumpkin set that you just could possibly craft. Now making your way towards the desert island, just breaking any cactus. If you're going under your collections, your farming, cactus, you basically just want to just craft this cactus set. Now sticking on the desert islands, you basically just want to just break any mushrooms. if you're going under your skyblock menu, collections, and your farming ones, going under mushrooms, you just get this mushroom armor set. Going towards the gold island, you basically would want to just talk to this iron forger, and you can basically buy this chainmail set. Now making your way towards the deep caverns, going right here, you just want to break any iron and gold. The reason being, you could just craft the two vanilla sets, the iron armor and gold armor. Making your way towards the lapis quarry, you just want to just kill any lapis zombie. If you go towards your skyblock menu, and under your skills, combat, bestiary, and on deep caverns, these lapis zombies do actually have a chance to drop lapis armor. Now making your way towards the diamond reserve, or the option for the obsidian sanctuary, breaking any diamond ore, you can craft your diamond armor set. That's going to be a vanilla set. Sticking on either the diamond reserve or the obsidian sanctuary, just killing any of these minor skeletons or minor zombies. Going towards the obsidian sanctuary. Same thing, minor zombies, minor skeletons. These do basically have a chance if you go towards your skills. Bestiary, deep, they just have an option to drop minor armor sets. Now actually just sticking on this deep caverns island, just mining any cobblestone, it does get you a lot, but you could actually do cobblestone 7, their collection for the miner's outfit. Now if you make your way towards the Great Ice Wall, if you go towards your skyblock menu, your skills, combat, bestiary, deep, and you're actually going to be focusing on ice walkers, they do have a chance to drop these glassed set. Now sticking on the dwarven mines, going back towards your bestiary, skill, and your combat, deep, and you're going to be focusing on goblins. These goblins do have a chance to drop the goblin armor set. Now focusing on the last set I do recommend is basically killing endermen. If you go towards back to your skyblock menu, under skills, combat, bestiary, focusing on the end, and endermen, all of these, they basically have a chance to drop the ender armor set. Now finally the last goal, which is called Essence of Spider. It requires you to collect spider essence. Now there is going to be 2 ways to actually get spider essence. If you make your way towards the dungeon, a reminder, dungeons are actually locked to combat level 15, but basically killing any spiders in the dungeons will just get you spider essence. Now the main way actually to get spider essence instead of doing dungeons is going to be if you go towards the spider's den and you just want to make your way towards where I'm going. Sticking right here. Watch out for these spiders because they do have a chance to just kill you. And you just want to make your way towards here and just leech off any time arachne spawns. Once arachne spawns and you do kill it, then you basically get spider essence. Now that is all for this bingo, and I want to say good luck to everyone. Like and subscribe, even comment down below if you have any tips or are having any trouble. And thank you for watching. Peace.